welcome to another episode of Bob's Woodshop.
Co-hosted by Allison. Today we are going to be making this mini side table. It's great because you don't need any glue and you can put it wherever you want and move around a lot, and it's super helpful and great. So let's get started.
Let's get started. Welcome back, guys. This episode is a lot different, where Allison wanted to make the entire project by herself. So she's starting here with getting some wood. So let's see how she makes out.
So for this piece, we have 12 inches here by 1 3/4 here and 3.5 inches there. Then for this piece, we have, that is 9 inches by 14 inches. And for this piece, we have 6 inches here by 12 inches. So this piece of wood is currently 1 inch thick, and we need to make it 3/4 of an inch. So now that we have it down to 3/4 of an inch here, we're going to trace all of the lines for the actual cuts. And now we get to use the tool that has the best name, the chop saw. Now that we have 3 smaller pieces, we are going to joint the edges. So now we have all of the final pieces traced out, and now we are going to cut them down to the correct height and width. So now we're going to cut the bottom shelf and the top shelf support brackets. Again, helps you to turn it on. And now it's time to start cutting out the parts on the bandsaw. Now we get to use the oscillating spindle sander. So now we're just kind of taking your inventory. So we have 5 pieces, and we just need to put the slots in here and here so we can go like that. we're gonna use the jigsaw. And now it is time to do a little finesse work with a half round file. So this is what we have so far. We are liking it, and we are going to take a break though and call it a day, and finish sanding it up tomorrow because it's cold. Hello, it is now the next morning, and we are going to continue this mini side table project. We are going to drill 4 holes, 2 of which are going to be here so we can put these wedges in, and 2 up here so we can get this on right. Let's get started. So we have located where we want to drill to put the pegs in this rectangle. So now that we drilled the 2 holes, that now looks like a big smiley face, we need to square off the edges with a file. So the neat thing about this project and why I bring it to every state that I move to is because it breaks down flat. So we put in these wedges that you can take out, and then it ends up, like, all the pieces end up folding down flat. So it's really easy to move around and transport if you need to. And now for everybody's favorite part, sanding. So we have the 4 wedges and we want to round the corners off so it looks pretty nice. And no surprise, my dad has a tool for that one too. So what we're gonna do is use the inflatable drum sander and get those just nice and pretty. So we just sanded for about half an hour, and now we put a dry fit together, which you always want to do before you put the finish on, and put it back together to make sure that it's not messed up. So you don't need glue or anything, but again, the greatest thing about this project is that you don't have to have glue. So let's go. Off to the finishing room. So we decided to do a matte finish, and to do that we're going to use boiled linseed oil. And the thing with boiled linseed oil though is to remember to dispose of your rags because they can spontaneously combust, and that's not good. So
Well, we sure had a lot of fun making that project. For the last 2 days, Allison and I have been hanging out in the garage, and she really enjoyed herself, and it's fun getting her in front of the camera instead of behind the camera. Hey, let's not forget those bloopers. Hey, and by the way, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And now we get to introduce the tool that is my favorite name, the chop saw.
Once again, I hope you liked the video. Here's a few parting shots, and thanks again. See you on the next episode of Allison's Woodshop.